So here we are in Chauncey, Ohio, the Dover Township Cemetery, open to the public during daylight hours only. And away we go. There's a lot of older stones in here, but most of them are actually the newers. See, 1911. Now get ready for this one, it'll blow your brain. Alice B. Mayle, wife of Jonathan, October 4th, 1875 to August 2nd, August 2nd, 1899. That's before the 1900s, but the town itself was founded, either way you look at it, there's some really old stones in here. Let's just put it that way. Okay, I'm fried. I admit it. And you shouldn't film fried, but I'm doing it. Because after I saw Chris's video on the night care, I decided I wanted to do my own of our cemeteries, too. Just like Eliza Schoonover, Joseph Howard's wife, 1833 to 1921. We remember you still. They're all really beautiful. You know, like people take time making stuff in cemetery. Some of them are older, some of them are newer. But the ones I'm interested in are the ones not on the map. And they're over there. See over there? That's where we're going. Because those are the ones that aren't mapped. They're before words, they're natural deaths. Some without even stones, but you can see where they are. Come across, you see the 1930. And then you come up here. This is where it gets interesting, guys. You ready? Simon Cass, C-O-H-K, 141st Ohio Infantry, alright? Do you see a date? Because I sure as fuck don't. When you come back here, there's no date. It's undated because he's a war hero. And look here, you ready for this? These are the markers here. USA and Cuba. United Army Navy. And then when you zoom in, it says 1902 war veteran. Right there. So guess what? He was a war veteran of the Cuban War, which was clear back in 1900, literally. And you can see here they have the marks for what would have been another tombstone, CHC, but it's not here. All that's here is the monument that you can't even make out really that well. I can tell you that he was a Mason by the links. That's about all I can tell you about it. You can see the integrates a little bit better with this than you can on the actual, by the way. So you guys may be able to read some of this. I can't. And then as we come over here, it's all privates, husbands and wives, things of that nature. You ready? Milton Fuller, 1848 to 1893. Infant, right? 1890. Ready? Bam! 1878. Herbert R. to 1887, 1879 to 1887 again, Luella. You guessed it, car accident. Bam, two together. And then as you come over here, you have Bridget Ullman, 1853 to 1933. And William Ullman, the father, 1843 to 1922. 10 years birth, 10 years in death. Odd, right? Because I thought it was. Then you have this one. It's like a basic wheat with no real good markings on it. But right next to it, Minerva Pratt Woodworth, 1843 to 1929. All the stones consecutively drop and vary in range and height. Even the years are what bothers me with this, because how can a stone from 1929 be right next to a stone from 1833? In theory, it couldn't be, because they're supposed to go in order. But guess what? They don't. Here you go. Alice Burris, 1868 to 1916. Mother, right? See how worn, like how newish the stone is? Right next door to this stone, right here, which is for an Ira R. Filler, a sergeant in the Ohio Infantry. And that's all the stone he got. No date of birth, no date of death. And he got one of those stars, just like the others have. And this one says GAR, General Reserve, I'm assuming, 1861 to 1865. He served for 4 years. As I said, all the stones vary. This is the coolest stone in the entire cemetery, in my opinion. You will enjoy this. This is an unnamed because they knocked the headstone part off. Okay? Check this out. You ready? 1418. Aged by, you ready? Whoop! 101 hours, 28 days. It's an old school cemetery stone, just like the one next to it. They're from like the 1700s. All the way down the line till you get to the pinnacle. And at the pinnacle, they start going new. Now check this one out. You ready? Chris, you'll enjoy this. How old school are the stones? This old school. In memory of Ira Fuller, the son of etc. Hooer, died something dis 25, okay? Aged 15 years, 2 months, and 6 days. Check out the top of the stone. Check on your side of England, would you? That means something. I can't remember what it is, but I know it's in my book. So, like I said, as you can see, the stones get older and younger as you go. All the way across the cemetery. Until you get all the way down here. Oh God, let my battery hold out. Please let my battery hold out. When you get all the way down here, all the way, keep going. Come on, a little bit closer. Come on, get to it. Ta-da! Addit Knowles died July 3rd, 1868 in his 25th year. 1868. If he was 25, that means he was born 1830-ish, roughly. Also a server of the military. Also served in the conflict as a GAR 1861 to 1865. Wait a minute. Doesn't that make them crewmates to the one clear back there? I think it does. But why is it over here? Nobody knows. I know. Just like you should be able to figure it out by the stones I've been showing you. Here's the clue. In the Civil War, there was a certain amount of distance the stones had to be away from each other when they were buried. After the Civil War, during World War I, that regulation was changed to 1 body length difference besides 2. And then, after World War II, it was changed again to include the coffins to lay sideways. So, why does the cemetery look different with all different years? Answer's simple. World War I stones would be exactly 2 lengths away from each other. World War II tombstones would be 1 length away from each other. And everything else is then put alphabetically and numerically by date of death. Following World War II. So, check this one out, by the way. Freaky tiki, you're gonna love it. Servicemen, no doubt. There's the anchor for the Navy. There's the wreath for the cross. The Red Cross, that is. And on the other side, the roses of Sharon. So she was a friendly person who was either the wife of a serviceman or a serviceman herself. Answer comes, Sarah Thompson, wife of J.C.W. Hibbard. Born January 16th, 1839, died January 1st, 1884. 55 years old. Our mother still remembered. So check it. Since the husband's not listed as military, guess what? Sarah Thompson Hibbard was an actual nurse during World War I. Excuse me, before the World War. I take that back because the World War was 1950s and 1940s and 1920s. This is the 1800s, so it had to be the Civil War. But there were no naval back then. So what's with the anchor? Betty Blackford, April 26th, no year given, to September 13th, 1937. It's a child. Because that means she died in 1937 as well. At a tender age, just saying. Now, the last stone of all the rows is here, here, and here. The one we're interested in is this one. The very last stone. Why is it not categorized on the map? Why can't you see the abrasions of a name? Tell you why. This stone is from 1719. Oldest stone known in Athens County. 1719. Here's the weird part. This family lives nowhere in this freaking county. 1719, and it was an infant death, by the way. When you put a piece of paper up to it, or if I hold the camera maybe a certain way, but when you put a piece of paper up against it and rub it, then you can see the dates and the name. That's how I first got interested in it. So there you have that. Let's move on.